All right, let's. I'm gonna go ahead and give this draft another shot here. So jump into the Vintage Cube Phantom. I just played one. Unfortunately, the recording did not work out great. I lost the first round and swept the last two. I lost the first round to double Mana Screw. The game I didn't get Mana Screwed. I got Mana Screwed 3 games, but in the second one I drew Channel. And this was the deck with only 15 lands, but really 16 if you count this, or 17 if you really want to count the Sol Ring. But then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It has, I think I counted 27 mana sources. 27 mana sources out of 40 cards, and I could not get past 2 mana in 2 games. So that was a little frustrating, and I was so frustrated I was saying words that I probably shouldn't have said, and I just took my headset off and then went on to win 2 games that were actually pretty interesting, and I was sad that I stopped recording. So let's hope that this next one goes a little bit better. As soon as we get enough players to get started here. Frustrating too, because it was an incredibly cool deck. Just how it goes sometimes. Wow. A Mox and a Jace. I guess you win more games with Mox, but you win a lot of games with Jace. But I'm still going to take the Mox, and I'm going to be really sad about it here. Yuck. Alright, I took Forest. Slightly better, slightly improved Forest. Passing Jason's a terrible signal because I do want to be in blue. I always want to be in blue. Doesn't mean I always will be, though. Maybe so from some of my other drafts, including the mono black deck that went 3-0. Barely. Despite my misplays. I like to play drafts sometimes. So one of the reasons I like the cube is also not just because it's fun, but because I need to practice getting out of my comfort zone sometimes. Pardon me. So, there's a little trick I saw from Numot, the Nummy, who's a pretty cool streamer, actually. And if you click the display and then you click card view, it'll fix the view of your cards, sort of. I mean, you'll be able to see what you're looking at for that pick, and then it goes back to being messed up again. But I'm really torn here. I can go fast one and really get in on the acceleration plan, but there's so many good cards in this pack, like so many, including Ashok, who I think is like grossly overpowered in this format. Fast Bond is 2, and it's real early, and I've got the makings of a pretty cool deck here, so I think I'll go this route. Not one to pass the natural order in my green decks. Heartbeat is interesting if I were going for Storm, which I've never actually done in my life, I don't think, but maybe once or something. Of course, there's Zenic, there's Seething Song, and a few other cards, but I think Natural Order is an amazing card. Early pickup, too, it allows you to really craft your deck around it. I'm going to need some card drawing if I want this Fast Bond to be good. But you can also look at Fast Bond as if it's Enlightened Tutor from Mox, which isn't the best thing, but it's not terrible either. Kind of plays out that way. It just makes a terrible top deck when you're looking for a land, but early on it feels about the same. So I could actually try to get into like a survival reanimator style build with Animate Dead here. That way I'm still doing broken things. Otherwise I could just take like Repeal or Disallow, both very good cards, and try to go for an upheaval build. I don't know what my options are gonna be, and I've already passed blue, but I'm gonna take the counter anyway, because who am I kidding? Oh, and there's the survival. Alright, so I'll take the survival and find out if I regret this disallow pick. And if I do, it's only one pick. Although an Animate Dead would have been amazing for me. I'll put it over there for now. So Carnage Tyrant, pretty good card to speed into. Breeding Pool, very good for the colors that I might be in if I'm into them. I'm not, like, Carnage Tyrant's good, but it's also slow when you have cards like Tendrils in the format. I guess I'll keep on with the blue-green plan and see. I'm gonna see if this will work. We'll see if this will work. And I guess Fastbond is not a land, actually. Okay, well, shoot. Strip Mine or Garruk. So Garruk is the better card by a mile. It's an incredibly powerful card. Goes great with Natural Order. Great with Opposition if I get it. Winter Orb if I get it. A lot of cards. Sanctum is fine, but I don't need it this early. But Strip Mine, if I have Fastbond, I could live the dream. Strip Mine, Crucible, Fastbond, and just strip my opponent's lands to death. Maybe I should try it. I think there are 2 Crucible effects in this format. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to live the dream here. Fastbond Lotus Cobra is pretty broken. Shardless Agent's an acceptable card if my counters, if I don't end up with a lot of counter spells. I think Lotus Cobra is the better card here. Lightning Greaves is also very, very good. But Cobra gives me the ability to just do some pretty sexy plays, like first turn Cobra, second turn tap the Mox, play the Cobra, or play Fastbond and a bunch of mana and do something pretty gross. So I'll take it and see what happens. There's Corpse Dance on the Reanimator plan. Is not the worst thing. Watery Grave is also very good. It's fetchable. If I get like a blue-green, say I get a blue-green fetch, or a black-green fetch, then this gets me blue. I think I'll take the Watery Grave and see where it leads. Nothing too exciting here, but Search for Visconta is very good. There's also Stoneforge, which I like a lot, but not as much as I like playing blue in this format, so. Or basically any format. If I were going to reanimate, this is good. Otherwise, tutor. Otherwise, really, like, none of these cards actually fit what I'm trying to do. I guess I'll just take this on the off chance I end up that road, but I don't foresee that happening. This is a pretty good card with Survival. Terminus is okay. Sure, I'll take it. There's, I guess, a Smokestack possible thing here I could be doing. Porcelain Legionnaire. Pretty good, like, first turn off a Mox also. I've never been particularly impressed by Smokestack. I think I'll take the Porcelain Legionnaire. Tithe could make my deck. Collective Defiance. Doesn't really excite me. Alright, so what do we got here? Demonic Tutor. Gaia's Cradle. I still don't actually have any payout cards for my Natural Order yet. Gaia's Cradle's so good. So is Demonic Tutor, though. And I'm feeling bad about the blue. Also, Ponder. Just about letting the Reanimator deck go. It's pretty painful. I'm going to take the Cradle, though. It's totally the most ridiculous card. It's Fastbond Light. Or way better than Fastbond. It just depends on the situation. I sure need... If I was going to splash, like, theoretically, I'd love to get a Leovold, which is the other reason I took Watergrave. But that Demonic Tutor is very, very splashable. However, Gaia's Cradle. I guess it can wheel, but it's unlikely. I think fast mana is super important in this format, probably more important than anything. So, and I may maybe I overly prioritize it, but I mean, I just think it's incredibly important. Still no payout card, except, oops, there's one. There's a Natural Order target. I think it's not the best one, which is probably Drastodon. It's a pretty good one. Or I take Llanowar Elves, or I take Mox Diamond and like try to wield a Progenitus, which is frankly far more likely. The other thing I could take is True Name. Pretend it is a wheel, right? Who's going to take Pretend? I've got Natural Order. And I mean, it's possible somebody takes it, but even if they do, I don't think I miss it that much. Let me back up here. Let's not jump the gun. Mox is the wrong kind of... Mox Diamond Fastbond is not a combo, so I think it's Llanowar Elves to go with the Cradle. Wow, a Jet? A Jet and a Rofellos. My goodness. Ah. Oh, man. This is horrible. I don't want to take the Rofellos. Like, I don't want to take the Jet and pass the Rofellos, but I don't know. Does it wheel? Is there some world where Rofellos wheels? I don't think so. Two Moxes, though. I'm going to go that route. We'll see what happens. Assassin's Trophy, Ulamog. Well, hopefully I get some of the payout cards that I was looking for, because I haven't seen any yet. Volukrenos is okay. Finhorn. I knew the blue is going to suck coming this way because I passed. I passed. What? A channel? Okay. Channel and Rofellos. I'm going to take it and then hope. And the Mystical Tutor Pack and the Ulamog and the others have gone around. It's a little disappointing, but. Thragtusk, Noble Hierarch. Take the Noble. Gives me access to blue. Craterhoof is the... Actually, that is the premier Natural Order target, so we'll take that over Birds to Paradise, sadly. I could take the dual land, or I can just take Wall Blossoms to sack 2 Crater Natural Order. And since I don't necessarily have any reason to take red, I'll take this guy. I think Eureka sucks in this format in general. I think removal's good. I can just go for the throat, sneak it over there. I'm sure that makes the cut, honestly. Or barely sure. Is it non-artifact? Yeah, so it kills some of the big threats out there. It doesn't deal with Emrakul, Big Daddy Emrakul, but it deals with the baby, right? I think? No. I guess it kills Kozilek. And I don't know. It's definitely a lot weaker in this format than it could be. I'd almost rather have this thing be an Edict, Diabolic Edict. Hey, it kills that Rofellos if it doesn't come back around. Which I don't expect it to. Still, I've got interesting things happening here. The Scroungers, some small value play. I really need to get some more big payouts for my Natural Order Channel Cradle deck. And then hopefully this Strip Mine pick ends up doing something for me. I mean, Strip Mine in general can just randomly luck you into a victory, but also, honestly, like, my blue is terrible. Right now, it looks like it's just Search for Azcanta, if anything. So, we'll see. I guess I'll throw this in there. That's kind of what the deck looks like. Bunch of mana sources, and I'm wondering why my... Okay, yeah, let's pick it up. All right, there's a second payoff card. Guess I'll take that. Cool. So that did wheel. So that was the plan, right? Of course, Rofellos did not. But take the Gear Hulk, I guess. I could take. None of these others are really playable. Two off colors. Academy of Ruins is playable, I suppose, but this is fine. Cast down. Most of your big threats are legends. I could take Through the Breach, but I didn't get any of the Emrakuls to go with that. I'll just take the Volukrenos. Thrawn over Finks. Finks is better against aggro, but it's also better with Natural Order on curve, so I'll take it. Manic or Conscript? Conscript's a pretty powerful card. I'll take that card, and then who knows? Probably not play it, but hey, I've got it. All right. Well, this is looking anemic as anything. Here, here, and here. I mean, heck, for all I know, it could be just straight green. I just don't know. Card view, please. Well, there's a channel target. A lot of these cards would be good for me, really. Artisan would be neat. I think Kozilek's what I want, though, because of channel. So we've got some big finishers here. Kozilek also gives me the ability to just, I can survive all these fatties away, but also recur my graveyard, so there could be a situation. I don't really see much of a situation here, but I suppose there could be one where, well, for example, I have Natural Order in my hand, and my opponent had like Thoughtseized an early Craterhoof, or I had to pitch a Craterhoof to survival early on to develop, and then I can Kozilek, pitch, shuffle back in, and then Natural Order into the exact same creature. All right, well, there is the payout for the Strip Mine if I want it. And then, of course, there's Plow. Sword of Feast and Famine, Simic, a bunch of good stuff in here. I'm going to go ahead and just be greedy and take the Ramanap down and see what happens. Maybe I regret it, but it is kind of cool, and I did take the Strip Mine for that reason, just to have a good time with that. So, let's do it. That actually makes Search for Azcanta a lot better, because I can throw cards in the graveyard and then recur them. Search is also fine if I happen to flip either of my fatties, as long as it's not this guy. So right now I'm looking at that with no disallow. Something like this from my lands, my mana, special stuff. We'll see. Wow, Tinker's gross. It's getting pretty greedy there. But I actually have Scrap Heap and Double Mox, as well as Verdurous. So there's something to be said for that. There's Necromancy, which goes pretty well with Survival, but not as well as you'd like, not with these being the targets. And then there's Bribery, which is just flat out ridiculous. However, it's double blue. So like, do I want the double blue card or the Tinker with absolutely no targets whatsoever, or what? And since I'm not heavy into my colors, I'll take the Tinker and hope I can have a reason to use it. So there's Baby Jace. There's Greensun Zenith, which is pretty solid because it goes against Ramanap. And there's some extra artifacts for the Tinker that I might not play. And of course, Counterspell. I love Counterspell. I want to play Counterspells, but this deck's looking pretty green. There's also Knight of Autumn, which if I were in colors to play it, I would want. Because killing, Moxes is pretty good. I think Zenith, though, is the correct card here. Mannequin can cheat with the shuffle ability on the stack. You can mannequin the cards back into play. And out of this pack, it might be the best thing that I can do. The other option, though, is take Darkslick Shores to just smooth out the various color compositions that I've got going. It's not much, and it may not even make sense. I may not even... Yeah, I don't know how important that is. If I take Mannequin, I'm pressuring my colors. But it does give me a combo with Survival. Because Nah, I think I'll just take the mana, actually. Progenitus, it doesn't work with, so... Alright, there's a Tinker target. Rexage is also great, and Clamp is great, frankly, but I'll take the Tinker target, and it's also a channel card, so cool. Mission accomplished on that. I guess... Well, I could take Jar. Does that even make any sense? Six gonna have a little problems with card drawing, but I could tinker into Jar. Honestly, that's not the worst. I could also take Wire for the same reason, and then there's Sower, which, if I'm going heavy blue. I think I will take the Jar. I've got a lot of fast mana, and hey, Wasteland to go with my whole... I love Tracker. Well, Tracker Tinker is kind of awesome too. I've already got a Strip Mine. You know what? Wasteland's not anywhere near as strong in this format. There's a lot of basic lands, right? Tracker Tinker is great, and Tracker is just great. So let's just take the Tracker and be smart. Wow, another Tinker target. How many do I need? Or should I just take the Imperial Seal? I love to play the Natural Order Tinker deck. That seems pretty cool. Double blue. How good is Inkwell Leviathan versus having the tutor to just go get whichever of the two broken cards wins the game? I'll take the seal. And then Sword is a great card. You have to be a little careful against Reanimator, but it is a great card. There's a Shallow Grave is okay. Looter Scooter is great, and it's a Tinker. Sword's also a Tinker, though, so... I'll take the Sword. So I've got Survival for card selection, theoretically, so maybe I don't need to worry about it. Green-white splash, green-red splash. If I were to have to cite, I guess I could also play Porcelain Legionnaire, which means I'll take the green-white if I really feel like I don't have enough Tinker targets. Cleric, anti-graveyard card, or stuff I won't play, so I'll take the Cleric. Well, there's the Mannequin. Sure. And Clamp I'll definitely take. Wow. Cool. Flashback Clamp is a gift. Well, I've got myself a Tinker Natural Order deck, I think. And that's kind of crazy. Now, what don't I need? I don't necessarily need Go for the Throat. I probably want Mannequin. Do I need Search for Iskanta? How much? It's a great card, but like, when am I going to get it on board? And you know, I probably don't. I definitely need Tinker. I may want Char, or I could do the Porcelain Legionnaire thing. But how many cheap artifacts do I have? I mean, I've got a few. $16 mana. Is it enough? Might be. Progenitus, Kozilek. I mean, I'm only tinkering into a mere battle sphere. I guess it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's pretty good. However, my second target is Gearhulk, which means, you know, like I'm probably fine having two. I mean, maybe I do want the Jar, just in case. I guess I suppose I was thinking in the Sword isn't too bad either. It's funny that Verdurous Gearhulk I can just do either of these to get if, you know, I don't know, opponents have calculated their block damage and it's going to be enough. Alternately, I could cut Progenitus since it's not castable, and then everything in my deck is actually playable and still quite good, because I mean, Craterhoof is who I want to be getting most times, and then Progenitus is, generally speaking, not. It's a little bit slow and everything. We've got Fast Spawn, so I think Memory Jar does make the cut. And then that, I think that does it. I think Progenitus is a little decadent. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty absurd early play, but I mean, I certainly want Sphere and Kozilek. Sphere I can channel out and tinker out, and Kozilek is just for channeling, but that's probably enough. Also for reshuffling my graveyard, though. And I think this is fine. Just one Imperial Seal and a Tinker. And then Clamp to draw tons of cards and Memory Jar and all this good stuff. Polukranos is a little weak. Maybe actually Progenitus should be in here for Polukranos. That actually makes a ton of sense. The card's fairly weak. I think that actually makes a lot more sense there. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, so let's add some lands. 3 planes, yeah, because of the Kitchen Finks and the Progenitus, right? I know you're trying. Okay, so do I have any way to go get basic lands? Because if I do, maybe a swamp and an island. If I don't, then I don't think so, because I've already got this swamp and island and this one. And then I've also got this guy, Gradle, the Moxes, the Strip, which is neat because it's black, blue, blue, green, black, so it's like a bunch more black than, well, what is that, 3 blue, right? Blue, 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 3 black, which is pretty cool. So what do we come out to? 15 plus the double Moxen. Gonna need to probably cut one more card here. I could cut the Scrounger. The Scrounger is like some small defense against like somebody to... I don't know. It's a Tinker card. That's really all it is. It's also a turn 1 Mox, like start attacking for 3, and actually that can certainly win a game. Lotus Cobra a little weak here. Fastbond's actually a little weak. Maybe Fastbond goes. I like Fastbond Memory Jar a lot, but I mean, I just talked it up earlier, but And then there's the whole Fastbond strip mine thing. Maybe I leave Fastbond in. What do I cut? Sort of Feast and Famine. Sideboard it. It's really pressure, but I mean, I'm trying to end games, not get incremental card advantage. So maybe Sort of Feast and Famine makes the most sense. And then I just sideboard it in if they're green-black or whatever. And I think there's still enough cheap artifacts for Tinker. There's 4 there. Then it starts getting more expensive. But yeah, I think that's fine. The only thing about Sword that's really cool is you can channel in. You can channel for, let's say you go first turn Finnorn Elves, right? And then second turn you go channel, pay 5 life, equip the sword, attack, you get a forest back, pay some more life and cast. Maybe 1 more play. That's pretty marginal, honestly. I guess there's Channel Zenith, too. I got to keep that in mind. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Channel Zenith. You know what? Fastbond's actually... Okay, so I have Channel in the deck. Maybe Fastbond does not belong in this deck. First of all, it's only 15 lands. Secondly, yeah, sure, it's cute with Memory Jar, but it's more artifacts for Tinker. It's more threats, but also Channel... Fastbond, not really a good combo, and Channel is clearly the winner in the battle between those 2 cards. So, at least in this deck, probably in general, I think that's cool. Let's do this. It's interesting that if you think about it, well, let me take a screenshot of the deck. If you think about it, green started out with pay life to get mana. Black much later got the pay life to get cards, which has proven quite powerful, but I don't know that it's more powerful. I don't think it is. I actually think green's, because for all the Necro dominance, it had a lot to do with many things. It's certainly one of the most powerful cards in the game, but oh, my opponent bailed. It's certainly one of the most powerful cards in the game. I mean, Necro. I mean, we're arguing like being able to tap into your life as a resource is just a powerful thing. But actually, green got life for cards too in Sylvan Library. So the whole paying life to get something was very green in the beginning of Magic. Interestingly enough, I wonder how it shifted to black. I mean, it makes more sense in black. Like, and you can imagine, considering that black is the color of Dark Ritual, if Channel were black, you know, how much better would it be or worse if Fastbond were 1 black? It'd be interesting. Anyway, here we go. Let's see what this degenerate pile can do. Apparently very fair things, but I probably keep anyway. Because trying to mulligan into degeneracy isn't really a game plan. And yeah, there we go. And if my opponent's deck is fair, then I've got a solid beginning for a game. I don't know how fair they are. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, well, they're 3 colors at least, so that's a little scary. All right, that's cool. We'll get down Finks right away. Hopefully it doesn't get plowed, but if it does get pathed, I don't mind too much. It's nice because I can run out potentially Wall Scrounger next turn as a possible. Yep, you've got Rampant Growth. Draw a card. For 0 mana, which is pretty good. 0, draw a card. You may put an additional land into play. Well, not 0, I guess. But pretty doggone good. Because you play like Witness, pick it back up. Soulfire Grandmaster, use it over and over. Oh boy. Okay, so the only chance I have is to play Memory Jar here and then hope that it gets me there. So interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sack it in response and reload my opponent's hand and just dump cards in my graveyard for no apparent reason. So it is what it is. And what it is me drawing a Skull Clamp. That's awesome. Alright, so get this down. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather block with the Finks, of course. Now do they plow the Finks? Is that what happens? Or path? How did I know? Alright, yeah, I want to use your ability. I'll just get more green. Alright, so eating 6 with the Channel in hand sucks, but I mean, clearly I have to, and then try to clamp and block. Little bad here. Against my deck, they ran out Show and Tell and got away with it. It's pretty frustrating. So I'm going to attempt the Channel. Okay. Opponent could just crush me here, so I'm just gonna cast it with paying as little life as possible. Okay, so they didn't have. That's awesome. So let's pay life. Clamp this guy. I'd really like it if this would stop popping in and out like that. go ahead and get some cards. I guess pay 1, draw 2 is just a little better than Necropotence. So I can play Scrounger, which I don't think does much of anything for me. It feels a little decadent. I can clamp this, but it's a little bit like I'm going to be discarding if I do that. I suppose discarding this doesn't hurt me, actually. It might help me because I don't want it in my hand. I want to be able to, yeah, I guess that's an argument for doing this. And then I can just discard Scrounger and Progenitus here. So I could clamp the Battlesphere, but then it drops down to 6 toughness, which I'm not too happy about, so I think I'm done here. Yeah, I'm not throwing down 2 life for this guy who can't block. If he could block, I would have done it, but... Yuck. What do I have that can deal with any of this? Not too much. I can natural order into Craterhoof. I guess I should have thought that. I should have thought about that sooner, but... I mean, it's not too late. So tracker. So if I pay 2 life, I go to 7, and then I seal. I go to 5. I can't get out of this unless I immediately win. So that was probably a mistake right there. Oops. I do have Strip Mine. That seems like a horrible card to have to go get. What else do I have here? Why do I have 2? Okay, I don't need to look at the other deck anymore. Don't save that. Save this. So what are my other targets? I really don't have anything for life gain. I'm supposed to win already. Yeah, this is bad news. I guess I could play Watery Grave and then just leave it tapped. And then seal, clamp my way up next turn. So I'll do that. Because I can also just seal, sack the clue. So my opponent's going to be for 6, and then 2 is exactly, puts me to exactly 1. I'm thinking about countering the Land of Worlds. A little bit strange. Opponent. I'm playing the Creatures of Power first because it may be relevant on block. I'm not sure. Alright, well, I don't know if I played this correctly, but I do know that I have a chance to win, so let's find out. Craterhoof is 8. Yeah, sure. That's probably the best possible. Oh my gosh, what an insane draw, right? So I go Craterhoof or I go Zenith. The advantage of going Zenith is if it's countered. Or I go Natural Order. The advantage to a cheaper card like that is that if they do get countered, I still have Craterhoof in the deck, and I could possibly draw my way into a win with him. Anyhow. I mean, he's definitely a win if he hits. I could go Kozilek if I wanted to try to play it safe, but I think I'm playing it too safe. I've got to win. I'm just gonna go Crater Hoof. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go for the hoof. That'll do. All right, so they've got to tap all my creatures or lose, most likely. Oh, God. They can. Or they're just trying to get me to misclick on declaring attackers. I didn't actually add up the damage, but I'm pretty sure we're in absurd territory. Yeah, neg 29 seems reasonable. Okay. Opponent was playing what, green? A little bit aggro. Go for the throat might help more than the Scrounger, but I need him for Tinker, so I'm gonna leave him alone. Polu-Kranos might help. What might not help? The jar. Oh, that's right. They snuck. They snuck. They used what is it? Not sneak attack. Show and tell. Right. So I might actually sideboard in Avacyn only because. Whatever they show and tell, Avacyn could be the trump card. No go for the throat. No Polu-Kranos. Sort of Feast and Famine a little bit slow. So maybe I sneak that out for Avacyn. It's kind of crazy. I don't like it. And they might sideboard out show and tell. I have no way to really get that into play if they don't give it to me, basically. I think I'm fine. The Sword of Feast and Famine could let me block a fatty that they cheat into play or push through. So Progenitus is good. There's a show and tell insurance policy if I ever saw one. All right. So I'll pass for their turn. I would like to go get probably Tracker. Lotus Cobra is pretty good. I could go get Mana here. I could go get Noble. Eesh. Okay. A couple more green sources and I can just channel Zenith, and I think that's where we're at. Alright, so too bad I let off with the Watery Grave, but it seemed to make sense at the time. I regret it in hindsight. Unfortunately, I won't be able to Zenith the Progenitus, and the Crater Hoof is not particularly exciting, honestly. So I don't know how good this is going to be. The Progenitus being stuck in my hand is a real bummer. If I had like Lotus in my deck and I drew Lotus, I could discard Progenitus and then do the Lotus channel thing. Maybe I just channel him out? If I wait one more turn, I can channel Zenith Battlesphere. It's a lot of life. But I have a play this turn, so I think I will wait. It also means that I can play Cradle. Like, I can channel into Sphere and then play Cradle for the Zenith. And then I think I just kill my opponent because I go get Craterhoof and I think they die. So that could be good. Do they get haste? They gain trample and they get bigger. Maybe they don't gain haste yet. Still. I don't have to worry about Armageddon at least. Or not, apparently. Yeah, tap out. That's lovely. Wow, no land on top. Opponent's having a rough time there. Okay, there's my window. Let's go big or go home, right? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What do they get? They get trample and bigger. They don't actually get... Well, still, I can just hardcast it. So... Alright, let's just do this. Channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play land so I don't get force spiked or dazed. Although, oh, I could just pay a life for days. Never mind, that's silly. Boom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this taps for 6. So good job, Craterhoof. Creatures I control get trample and plus 1, 2, 6, 7. And next turn, I guess. So what do I want? Verdurous? Verdurous Gearhulk? Pigeon Sphinx? I can go get whatever I want here, so I want to make sure I get the right thing. Tracker? It should be Progenitus. It's kind of sad. I guess Verdurous Gearhulk is fine. If my opponent board clears me here, I'm in big trouble, right? I wish there was some way that I could get more cards into my hand. That's what I was kind of looking for. And I don't see one. I mean, I could tutor for Wall of Blossoms. That actually might be reasonable. Like, Verdurous is just win more. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go get Wall of Blossoms. So I just need more cards in my hand as an insurance policy. Plus, if I'm lucky, I pull a survival. Oh, did I do X is 1? Oh, my bad. Well, that was awful. Okay. Crap. Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. All right. Well, that was a kind of a weak channel. I'm sure my opponent... Let's see. They've got Primus. Can they get it into play and kill my Cradle? That's really the deal. So far, nothing that they've shown indicates that they can. They get a land for free. There's a Primus on top. They didn't pay life to take it. So if they go Ophiomancer pass with 2 blue up, threatening counterspell, well, it is what it is. All right, we good with this? You have Mystic Confluence. God dang, I'm so frustrated that I didn't go get... Okay, yeah, sure. The Hoof just does not care about anything. This card is so dumb. Yeah, so dumb. But in a good way. All right, well, that was cool. Sheesh, man, I really kind of hurt myself with that mistake there. It's kind of crazy that I could have gone turn 4 Mirror Battlesphere into Progenitus is what the play could have been. with the 7 mana off the Cradle and then pay a little bit more life. Green Sun Zenith for the Progenitus. Would have been pretty savage. All right, so do I want to switch anything? I don't think so. These decks really pretty perfect. Let's play next round. I mean, perfect as it can get. I don't know about perfect. Maybe Porcelain Legionnaire. That's the one card I'm still like. I could see this card making the cut. I can play it off my Noble without taking damage. I can also run a Razorvine Thicket if I really, really wanted to. But no, if this was the one that did comes into play untapped if you control a forest or a plains, I would probably consider doing that. But yeah, I'd like to play first. I'd like to keep. I'm going to go for Channel. And then I'm going to drop, so I'm going to go Cobra, land, get a green, tap it for green. Yeah, so let's do it. Well, yeah, because I actually play the Cobra next turn. So Channel. Getting life to get a channel is a little silly, but I'll do it. So yeah, Cobra, land, tap for, gets a green, tap it for green, cast the channel. Run out the Battle Sphere, see where we're at. It had dropped me to 6. Okay, well, in that color combination, all right, so Cobra, play this, always yield, always yes, always yield. Green it is, green channel, okay. I think I'll just go down to, it's aggressive, for sure. But if my opponent goes like land, so I mean they could just bolt me to death here. It could be really bad. It seems people sack this during instep, which I think is terrible. If you sack it during instep, your draw phase goes into the memory jar hand. But if you draw the card first, then the draw phase goes in the bank, and I'd rather have a card to follow up with. So I am going to crack this guy and see. Hopefully I don't die. Don't kill me. All right, Darkslick Shores, unless you go with 2 or fewer, so that's really cool. Ramanap, pretty good right here. That guy's great right here. So I'll get the mana. I want green, lots of green. So get the Ramanap down, the guy, and then and hopefully I don't get bolted to death here. A big risk, but I mean I expect like their best play is, if they can't bolt me, then their best play is just pack rat and make a token, right? Okay, not bad, not bad. That's not face. Yeah, we'll send in these guys because my opponent can't really make a rat and swing into a 2/3, and they can't afford to block here. So, all right. Cool beans. I get to replay that land out of the graveyard. The Scrap Heap Scrounger gets to come out of the graveyard later. Okay, so I do see reanimate effects, so they may be after the Battle Sphere. This is potentially disastrous. If I get an opportunity, that Scrounger is going to just sit there and protect my creatures from being reanimated. Of course, they've got Elesh Norn as well. Also disastrous, so Memory Jar may have killed me. It was possibly too greedy. That's funny. But who knows? Okay. So I can push for 3 damage here. Make sure I can play this as an instant. I can. All right, well, this is actually not great. Maybe I went a little overboard. That card is ridiculous. Backrat, all you need. All right, opponent getting into their life total. That if they didn't hit a swamp here, that might help me quite a bit. All right, well, they did, but it still helps a little. All right. Taking that battle sphere out before my opponent reanimates it. They would do Elesh Norn for sure, but I don't want them to have options. This guy can bash in for 4. Or I can send the whole team 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 blockers. They block that guy, that guy, that guy, and they take 4. So yeah, I'll just send him by himself. This is not good. Not good. K command there was pretty rough. I mean, it certainly could have gone poorly in a lot of different ways. Now, if I rip Sword of Feast and Famine, I'm in good shape. Behemoth gets me. So yeah, Behemoth will get me there. Zenith is pretty good. Natural Order's good. Tinker's good. Like, there's a lot of great stuff I can still draw. I think Tinker's good, right? Because I go get, Verdurous or Sword or Clamp. Clamp would be good. Yeah, there's a lot of draws. There's a lot of draws. Or I could just draw land. I could also draw Survival, which is a total dud. So my duds are Survival, Progenitus, Mana. But that's about it. I hit a lot of duds, honestly, on the Memory Jar as far as really powerful effects go. Like, I dumped a bunch of mana and value plays, so I like my odds. I don't love them, though. I don't like top decking very much. Or being in top deck mode, I should say. Even, well, what's his name? Tracker would be solid here. I'd love a Tinker. That'd be awesome. I guess the card I want to draw the most, probably just Craterhoof, because it ends it. Craterhoof, Natural Order are my 2 best draws. Can we please go? What is with all of my opponents doing this all night? It's been kind of consistent. Eerily consistent. Well, good thing if they right now if they block the Scrappy Scrounger, I mean he hits her 4, right? So they need like 3 more rats. The next rat makes them 3/3s. The next one after that makes them 4/4s. They still don't deal with it. And then 5/5s, which they can do on the next turn if they hit a land drop. But I'm sure they would love to stop getting hit in the face here. And can I please take a turn? And then it does eat up all their turns if it's just rats that they're doing, and gives me a little bit of time to find a game ender before I get completely overwhelmed. I would love to have a turn. Turn 5. It's my upkeep. Can I please draw? Let me make sure that I'm not like DC'd or something. Can I go to the internet? Is my internet connection good? Can I go to like, I don't know, news? Okay. All right, so am I connected to Magic Online? Let's see. Did that do anything? It did something. So I'm probably connected to Magic Online. Yeah. I mean, these take me to websites, so it's not the greatest way to check. And I don't know how to get out of this. I guess I just send them a tell. Okay. So I'm typing, hi, I'm streaming, which is mostly true. Is there any chance you might continue with this game, please? Mr. Chili Boy, could we please play Magic? Please? I mean, look, if you got a double bolt, just throw them at me. And if you don't, and you don't, I mean, it's my upkeep, right? Like, what are they thinking about? I feel like this opponent's just zoned out or something. Maybe they're having connection issues. I had I was playing earlier and my connection crashed. I guess since I'm waiting, I can try to play some Breya, I guess, in the middle of my match, just like I did last time. This is a very consistent problem with Magic Online. If I can get a game for that, is the other client has bled a lot of people off of here. It's funny because they split the Commander format when they, fragmented into the two Magic Online and 1v1 format, and then the regular Commander format, and then that was terrible, and it hurt Commander quite a bit. And then they've done the same thing with their actual game, splitting the online platforms. But since, all right, let's do card view. Okay, no, that's not what I want. List view, no, pile view. There we go. So there's the deck. We'll see if I can get either my opponent to take a turn or somebody to join my Commander game. Active and waiting. This is Magic Online in a nutshell. You spend most of your time actively waiting for something. I haven't made any changes to the Commander deck lately. I have incorporated some of the wonderful new toys like Spellseeker, Teferi, Karn. I did put Council's Judgment in here because it's super flexible. It's basically a Vindicate. It's very close. Vindicate usually tries to be a Stone Rain, actually, but Council's Judgment. But it stays in the deck because occasionally Stone Rain is exactly what you want. Often, as a matter of fact, but the rest of the time you need the flexibility. Council's Judgment doesn't have that, but it has, the utility of being able to nail things like untargetable things. So it stays for now, and also exiling things like when somebody plays with the God as their commander. It's pretty nice. It's, I guess, a step up from Mangoshtan Making, which is the card that at one time was in here. I'm very heavy on disenchants here because I want to kill that turn 2 Soul Ring, or I want to blast it, I want to blast it, disenchant it, seal, cleansing it, or copy it, or match them. What else is going on here? Hey, do we have a game? What do we have? Oh, we have a game there. Okay. So I guess I can just stop waiting for the non-existent commander opponent. That would be nice to see. Hey, natural order. Oh, his son is sick. All right, so he's got a 6th son. So I think I just win here. So we'll go ahead and just play a land. I probably should have held it in case I don't win here, but and the reason being, well, first of all, let's be not dumb. Get a little more power out of tapping this guy, so let's do it this way. And Biggins. Okay. Anyway, what was I trying to say there? I don't know. I lost track. That's the problem with these long stalls. All right, so what am I going to do for game 2? I guess that's where I need to focus. I could bring in Go for the Throat for the rat. I could bring in Pull Ukrainos for similar reasons. Mannequin, does it target both graveyards from your graveyard? So if this was a graveyard, I'd sneak it in because they're Reanimator. I could sneak it in anyway just because they're Reanimator, and they may try to reanimate one of my guys, and then I swap, I Mannequin in response. But that seems like a scenario I've created in my head that's probably not going to actually play out in reality. So I don't think I'm going to bother trying to do that. This deck is just really, really tight. I don't think I need to make any changes. I'm just going to play it as is. I mean, I could sneak in the Remorseful Cleric. Let's think about that. So I do have Razorvine Thicket. I don't have a way to fetch white, but I have Noble Hierarch, Razorvine Thicket. I can survival for this guy. I've got Cobra to play it. That's 3 ways. It could be worth it. It's a little bit of a stretch. It could be far too late by the time that thing goes. Razorvine Thicket could end up slowing me down. There's some risk there. 2 or fewer, right? And then Darkslick Shores is similar. Yeah, 2 or fewer. I really dislike those lands. That is an interesting thought, though. Against Reanimator, that's all I've got. So if I take a forest out, I put in Razorvine Thicket, right? And I sneak in the Cleric, and I take out, and I could take out Memory Jar. It's really good, but it's really dangerous against Reanimator. I think maybe I just do that. That's kind of a sketchy swap. I've definitely made my deck's plan is now weaker, but maybe it's worth it to attack their deck's game plan. So I want to survival into Ramunap here. Oh, wow. Okay. I also have the option of going and getting the card I just sideboarded in at some point. So depending on how quickly my opponent develops, I want to, what, Zenith? No, Zenith into Ramunap is what I want to do. Like, actually, this draw could be very fast. The opponent doesn't kill Noble here. Of course they kill Noble. Let's see where they go with the Jet. Did they go top, and then they went 1 top, 1 bottom? Okay. The forest was a really nice peel there. So elf, pass. Elf go, puff go, I don't know. All right, so now, all right, so they stalled a little bit. So I think what I want to do is this, and then I'm going to tap this way. I don't care about dealing damage here, so I want to be able to survival. Nice thing is I can survival Kozilek, and they probably can't reanimate it. They have like a split second to reanimate it. All right, so they didn't do anything end of my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the Badlands now. Now I have to be careful because I don't want to discard Kozilek. Ironically, oh, sugar. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. So they take Green Sun Zenith here. But the thing about it is, Zenith doesn't stop me from getting Ramanop. I should have pitched a Kozilek prior to discarding Strip Mine there. That was bad. I will pitch Craterhoof for Ramanop and do exactly what I talked about before. I'm going to go get Ramanop, right? I'm going to play it with 1 green up, and then Kozilek with Strip Mine not dead. So Ramanop, boom. All right, so we'll get that Strip Mine down. Get it into play. Survival the Kozilek. And then go get probably Remorseful Cleric, because I think that's their game plan, right? Let me make sure that that's correct. I don't have Witness in here, do I? Just to make this a little bit safer. I don't. So I'll go get the Cleric. Kill their Crypt now. And then pass. So this way, if they do something, okay, yeah. So if they do something like that, then I've got the Cleric. So I also have Tracker. I could throw away the Cleric now. Go get Tracker. I think I need to pressure them. I'm going to get rid of the Cleric. All right, so I'm going to go get Tireless Tracker. I can go get Kozilek here. I think, oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, I'm going to go get Kozilek and then pitch Kozilek, reshuffle, go get Ramanop. Well, that's dumb. Because I don't have the Strip Mine. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Tracker? Cleric? All right, just play the Ramanop and go to town and then hope they don't set up over there. I'm just going to do it. Let's see what happens. I do not know. I think I've screwed this up a little bit, but at least I have the chance to draw the Strip Mine and any of the other good cards. I mean, any land here is good. Basically, sorry, any land. Any non-land here, I think, is good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Let's send that guy in. All right, 1, 2, 3, Tracker. Boom. Boom. Oops. Always yield. I want my card right away. All right, cool. Distribute 4 counters is going to be pretty good. I think there's no reason to swap that out. Of course, if they give me Green Sun Zenith, I guess I'm in good shape. So I'm almost Kozilek ready. 3, 4, 5. All right, so put one there. Get him out of bolt range. Get him out of bolt range. Put one on the elves just to get it out of. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think one on all of things was pretty solid. And then bash for, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Pretty solid stuff. Man, I'd love to play this opponent, but I've got to finish up this draft. Looks good. All right, next game. Any reason to change anything? Probably not. The deck is pretty good. Polukranos does kind of want to be in the deck. But I really don't want to pull Wall of Blossoms because I can Imperial Seal into Wall of Blossoms to get a card directly on a particular turn. I can Wall of Blossoms Natural Order is very, very nice. And frankly, just digging like the time when I wanted to Zenith for 2 just to draw a card and look for something more useful when I had all my green cards already out. I guess Polukranos would be that more useful thing, so I'm not sure that that argument holds water, but I think card drawing in a deck with Channel makes more sense. Like turn 2 Wall of Blossoms, draw, and then the next turn you draw. That's 2 chances to find a Channel, which, you know, early on can win a game. So I'll leave it. Do I have green, black? I don't have. This deck doesn't have, I guess it's not perfect. It doesn't have Bayou, so I don't get to go first turn Imperial Seal, second turn Channel off of Bayou. But I can do it off the Mox Jet, of course. So what do we got here? Another fast player. It's pretty mediocre, but I think I keep it anyway. Got a little better. It depends on if I hit land. Yeah, I'm missing fetches too. I mean, I do have strip for Ramunap, but I don't have the fetches. Don't kill him, please. I need to draw land either way. Sure. Well, at least they threw away a card that they can't. Like they threw away a card to look at my hand, but if I don't find mana here, it's going to be pretty irrelevant. Wow. Huh. Rejar. All right, well, it was a risky keep. Going second. Going first, it was much more stable. Well, this game's about over. I mean, okay. I do play, what's his nuts? Progenitus. So... Okay. I need to hit a land so bad. I'm going to play Wall of Blossoms and try for Forest here. Okay. Because I just needed to curve out. Oh, Ancestral Recall too. Ancestral Compulsive Thirst, Jace, Impulse. My goodness. My goodness. Memory Jar, Battle Sphere. Okay. Something that they can It's your graveyard, so I guess not. Okay. Blah. Well, tracker would be all right, I suppose. I mean, forest, or land, rather, to go with tracker, yeah. So, tracker... land... else... It's a very one-sided game. Natural Order would make this much more interesting, though. I haven't seen any counter spells. There goes a Snapcaster, so they can eventually reanimate Snapcaster and Ancestral again if they want. We've got Shelldock over there. I mean, that deck, that looks like a kind of deck you just hand somebody, like when you go, like you sit next to them and just, you're playing partners. That's a crazy draft over there. That's a scary, crazy draft. Okay, can't, so I could Gear Hulk in. I don't really see myself winning that way, so. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try it. I don't really have a lot of hope here. Very little like ways I can win this, but this could be one of them. All right, so Craterhoof would be +3/+3. Not big enough. All right. Tracker taking down 2 creatures potentially is something. Oh, -7. Liliana. Yeah, I guess I just lose. I could have swung into it, and I'm sure they would have traded a couple of guys off. I don't know. There's very little I could do this game, so I have to go for it. All right, zombies are dead. Non-zombies are dead, rather. Progenitus is back in. I can always reshuffle that later, possibly. What are they getting? There's no Progenitus here, but... Oh, okay, the Battlesphere. Yeah, got it. Because the hymn... All right. One, two, three, four. So a land would still be able to block, but then they just chase? Yeah, I don't know why they played their card that way, but okay. Guess I'll draw. Take more damage. Get more blocker. Doesn't really block anything. 6, 10, 14. I mean, I'm dead, but whatever. Sure. I can't get anything on the board, and that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Okay. Broken draw is broken. But mainly Mana Screw, like always. The bane of my existence. But I'm running 17 mana sources. 17. +3 mana dorks. I don't know what else I could do to prevent this from happening. I mean, I could stack even more lands in here, but it feels a little silly at some point. So what's good against them? Cleric is looking useful once again. more useful than, say, Kitchen Finks. I'll probably do that. And just give it a shot. Poliukranos could be... not really. Okay, that's it. I wouldn't mind Zealous Conscripts like sneaking in here, but I didn't get the proper lands to support that, so... I'd like to play first. I'd like to draw men. That's cute. That's pretty good. Oh, I also got him to that game. I guess there's something to be said for that. All right. Well, if I don't get disrupted, it's a very nice second turn. So Force of Will or bust right now, I guess. Okay. Okay. That'll do. So now what? That is about as stupid as what happened in the first game, only in reverse. Do I want Fast Bond? I think the arguments for why I don't want Fast Bond remain the same. There's also anguish in making my deck. That's just silly. Porcelain Legionnaire versus Remorseful Cleric. It's possible that I just want... that I don't want to mess around too much with the Remorseful Cleric because it's... the issue with it... once again, I'm also thinking about taking out a memory jar. But the issue with running... The concern I have is that I'm running these come into play tap lands and it could slow me down enough to hurt pretty bad, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I think it's okay. I could sneak in a Manatize too. That'd be nasty. Yeah, this is cool. I love the old Noble Hierarch Tinker deck. Which, I mean, if I draw a Mox, we're off to the races, right? I guess the cool thing for my opponent is they beat a Progenitus. Oh, that's gross. And now they get to play a creature that they can reanimate? No, so they didn't either draw one or something. So I suppose that's good. Man, Porcelain Legionnaire, how good is it right now? If I just brought it in, I probably should have. Oh, how good is Wasteland if I draw it? Strip Mine, rather. I didn't coax a Strip Mine out of my deck with that comment. Sure. I'd be very careful if I get a Sword of Feast and Famine. That actually could be problematic for me. Opponent led with Ancestral though, so guess who's favored to win that game? Don't hit me, bro. Wow, kills my mana. Interesting choice. So if I attack, they just block, and that's that. But here's the thing. I really want them to pay the Echo. So attacking gets me no damage here. But if they pay the echo, if they think, oh, well, the Shredder was holding me off, and pay the echo, then I've stolen a turn from them. I mean, like, almost nobody's going to make that bad of a play, but there is at least one person on this planet who will, and I've got to give them, you know, the opportunity to screw up, basically. Well, this is extremely good if it lands, given that it's an artifact. Oh yes, that is quite nice. I will stack something like 4. So a 3/3 and a 4 power creature, or a 5 power creature. So I want these guys to look like threads. I don't want to get hemmed. Yeah, kind of like. Now, I want my opponent to focus on the excavator. I really want him to not focus on the Gearhulk. So I need to make it big enough that I need to make it bigger than the Gearhulk, because I need to tinker that Gearhulk away. Also, hitting him for 5 there puts him on a 4-turn clock. And I've got to rush this game, so 4, 6, so 5, 9, 11 damage in, and then tinker for the win, right? That's the plan. Yeah, they've got a Grave Titan. That's so bad for me. Ooh, the Moxjet is beautiful. All right, so send in for a ton. So because of mana leak, so I'm going to go this way and play land out. And then I'm going to tinker this guy off. And I'm pretty sure the card I get here is Mere Battlesphere. And then, so the best thing my opponent can do probably is clear the board. So what do I tutor for? It could be Jar. It could be a defensive cleric. I mean, if I think I can win, I get natural order here. Like if I think there's some chance, like, but I don't see, if my opponent doesn't clear the board, right, I win for sure. So they have to clear the board. Because like Grave Titan, if they reanimate Grave Titan, that's not going to get them there. The Battlesphere will kill them. If they can bounce or kill the Battlesphere and get the Grave Titan down, can they win? So if they, let's say they bounce Battlesphere or whatever, let's say they kill it. And then they get a Grave Titan down. They get 2 blockers. It's actually not that good for me, so maybe I do want to go get... Natural Order. I mean, worst case, if they clear the board and I top deck a creature right after that, then I can Natural Order immediately, as long as I don't draw Progenitus. Just my luck. The other option is Green Sun Zenith, so I can Zenith for 5. But all my good stuff is gone. So yeah, it's going to have to be Natural Order and see what happens. I love the fact that I'm playing a Tinker Natural Order deck. That's pretty cool. Oh god. Well, I've got a green creature. They've got a Bone Shredder, which is target non-artifact, non-black creature. So it's going to be a very big Verdurous Gearhulk. Because the Noble Hierarch is dead on arrival. Oh, yeah. 8/8 trample's good. All right, so did I make the right choice? We'll find out. So Liliana or a bust or some kind of board clear over there. Or force will, I guess. There's a lot of ways they can win here. God dog it. Are you kidding? Wow. Are you kidding? I don't think there's an out here. Yeah, I mean, I guess I lose. What? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, you got it, man. 8. So there's no way I can rep a Crater Hoof and just go. Is there anything possible to even top deck here? No? All right, well, sure, good game, I guess. Jeez. Well, I thought that was a really fun and interesting way to try to build a deck. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself and were entertained. It's a little disappointing at the end there, but that's all right. I mean, look, the guy, the opponent hit me with Ancestral Recall on turn 1, what, twice? Regardless, they did it in the third game, and I gave them a hell of a game. So I feel good about how that worked out. So anyway, hope you were entertained as well. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.